Good day and welcome back to my channel. This I have an unboxing for you. Is the 1/48 scale Japan Ground Defense, Japan Ground Self-Defense Force light armored vehicle from Tamiya. Now, those of you who have been a follower of my channel will know that not too terribly long ago, from the time I post this, that I recently finished a Tamiya kit that left me wanting. I was unimpressed with the quality and the kit itself. It was an older kit, a much older kit, and they were charging brand new prices for it. With that said, I am told that the 1/48 scale stuff is much better. So we are going to find out. I am working on a diorama for something that I would like to use this vehicle for. This looks appropriate for what I'm trying to do. So we're going to take a look inside the box, and then later we'll do a build-up video of it as part of that diorama series. But for now, let's take a look at what's inside this box. Again, I'm going into it now with a open mind. And just like I said, I plan to treat Tamiya sort of the same way I treat Zvezda these days. And let's see what you give me before I, have an opinion. So again, if you look around the box, this one is all in Japanese. Well, mostly in Japanese. You do get some nice pictures, pictures of the camo. Theoretically, I presume that is information about the vehicle. All right, and so it is packed thusly. There's our clear parts. They are in their own clear case. Your body is packaged separately, and then we have more parts. We have disclaimers and so forth in there. Have a whole bunch of information here inside your box, and that's sort of unique from my experience, but I assume that might be the way that Tamiya is doing things these days. So we have a couple of... so here we go. This is a pamphlet of background information about the vehicle. And it is in Japanese and English, German, and French. And then we get what looked to be a painting guide. Okay. And it tells you what company they're from, so that's kind of cool. Tech tips, of course. That's this one here that I thought I saw. Yep, there we go. And we have transfers. So these here are the transfers for it. They are stapled in a bag, so we will go ahead and unstaple said bag. Take a look at those transfers. Whoops, my apologies. And so those don't look too bad. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but that's appropriate for this particular subject. All right, that's great. So let's take a look at our instruction book, and so right off the bat, you go straight into building, and building the underneath your suspension, typical car type stuff. So this is a fold out. All right, wheels. Well, that's interesting. So the tires are put together in parts sort of around the piece. So the tires come in 4 parts. That sounds interesting. We'll take a look at that, but that looks like that would be problematic from a seam and filling and sanding sort of perspective. Interior seats. Driver. And it is a right-hand drive. And then here you're supposed to drill out holes according to the style you want. And then we have putting on the plates, putting in the glass, and putting the back piece together. Detail parts, upper hatch, top to bottom, mirrors and side mirrors, and then I believe those are launchers, smoke launchers, weapons, and then you're done. So there's no sprue map. Well, that's okay, or at least not one that I saw. But I don't imagine there's a lot of sprues for the needing of a sprue map. So the tires, or the wheels, look to be entertaining. I'm kind of curious how that will look, but we'll take a look-see. Let's start with the simple bags first, because, you know, and that looks really nice and crisp. No flash at all. So there's your ejector pins, but nothing shows on this side of it, so that's great. Nothing is showing there. Again, nice crisp detail. These plates there, your fenders are actually fairly thin, so that's kind of nice. All right, so that would be that. I actually like that. And this here is our glass. So let's take a look at the glass. And that's nice and clear. So putting those on will be pretty straightforward and not really a lot of polishing or anything necessary. So it's kind of cool. You will have to do, so that obviously it'll have to be masked and so forth when you paint it, but you know, that's sort of typical. You sort of do need to mask. So we'll slide that back in there. There we go. Sorry again. Still getting used to this setup. All right, so let's take a look at the other parts, shall we? All right. So here are, those are those problematic wheels. Yeah. So I'm not really sure I understand the why, but you know what? When I actually build it, we'll see how that comes out. It could be that I am being moderately, I don't know, overly critical, but I mean, I would imagine that there's a better way to do that. Whatever. The rest of the details, so there's the driver. It looks okay. The details are kind of soft, but you know, it's like the details on his pouches and stuff are kind of soft, but that's sort of typical for a Tamiya figure. There's the face, doesn't look too bad. But yeah, all the rest of the parts look nice and crisp and sharp. So I'm liking the look of these. Yeah, very nice. You know, I almost think that you could build the top and the bottom, and you might be able to get away without having to mask. So that you could build the upper part of the vehicle, the bottom part of the vehicle, do all the painting, then marry the top to the bottom, put the glass piece in last. So that kind of looks like that might be an option, which would be kind of cool. So these are the parts for the suspension and so forth. They're okay. That's a really, really nice thin part, so need to be careful. So there's some nice detail there. I mean, this was a fairly inexpensive kit, but I'm kind of liking the details here. They're actually pretty well done. You know, they're what's the word I'm looking for? Scale. There we go. The scale looks about appropriate, and we've got some really nice fine parts here. So yeah, that looks to be like it'll be a pretty nice little kit. So based on this introduction, this looks like a really nice little subject, and we will find out more when we go to put it together a little bit later. But I'm actually kind of impressed with it, so we will accept that for face value and go cool, and look forward to putting this one together. So again, if this is on your radar and you want to see what was in the box, there you go. That's my opinion. So it looks to be a fantastic little kit. And yeah, I'm kind of liking that. So other than, you know, basically I'll say thank you very much for watching. I hope this is helpful, and until next time, happy modeling.